Greetings lords and welcome back to another War and Order video. My name is Eagle and in this video we're going to give you the best hospital guide that is out there. We're going to tell you exactly everything that you need to know about troops, wounding troops, hospital capacity, sanctuaries, how to increase those capacities, and overall what the hell is going on over here in the hospital, because there's a lot of calculations and formulas happening in the back end that not many people are aware of. So in this video we're going to give you a full guide about that to know exactly how you can actually win trades when you're actually attacking enemies or defending your base, and how does everything work around that. So without further ado, let's get right into this. Okay, so to start things off, let's know exactly how much troops that are actually is the capacity of our hospital. So you can see that throughout two ways. Either you click here and you can see the wounded is 42k, or you can go to your drill grounds and then go to marching army and you can see that your wounded is over here. This is the best way that you can actually see that, because you can immediately compare it with your idle army, your total army, where is your actual marches going, and you can see exactly how much army that you have currently in your base, and based on that you would know exactly what to do in that scenario. So let's say that you forgot to shield and you forgot to do everything and you got attacked. What is the best way that you can actually not lose many troops? Well, the first way is to have less troops within your base than your wounded. This way all your troops will be gone to your hospital and you will not lose any troops. All you need to do is just heal them back up through the healing section, and you just have to pay resources for that healing. So that is all great. But let's talk about what happens if you actually exceed your wounded capacity. Well, in that case, what happens is that some of your troops, or the majority of your troops, will actually go to the sanctuary, but there's a tiny bit of them, which is about 15% of those troops will be actually lost forever. So let's say that you have 100k troops and your capacity for hospital is 50k. So the other 50k, what will happen to those is that 85% of those, which is around, I would say 42-ish K, will all go to the sanctuary, which then you can actually get holy water, do holy water quests, and based on those you can heal your troops. You can heal about 100k troops on a daily basis from doing these quests, but it highly depends on what level you have this on, and what is your hourly water or holy water recovery and your total capacity. All these play a different role in this, and definitely upgrading your hospital is super important. And the reason why it's important is because it increases your sanctuary capacity and your hospital capacity at the same time. In addition to that, increases the healing speed, which is also super important to get back into battle much faster. For each level of when you upgrade your hospital, you will be getting 1000 more hospital capacity, but also you'll be gaining some sanctuary capacities, which also can be seen from this section over here. As you can see, you can gain about 5k each level, I would say, when you're starting off, and then it slows down to 3k. So it depends on which levels you're actually upgrading it to the sanctuary. Now, we've talked about these two sections, but is there other ways that you can actually increase your hospital capacity? And the answer is yes. It is through your medical tents, or medic tents over here. And those medic tents are super important. You can get, I believe, a total of 8 of these. And when you upgrade them, each level that you upgrade them, you're gaining 500 more capacity for each one tent. So that means if you have 8 tents, and if you upgrade them to a certain level, you'll be gaining more and more capacities throughout this section. Now, it's very important to keep your hospital capacity at a high level, and the reason for that is when you are defending your castle, you always want to try and get your hospital capacity under, or your wounded troops under the hospital capacity, and the reason for that is because you don't want to get your troops into the sanctuary or even lose them forever. And if you manage to get them into the sanctuary, then make sure also that they are below the sanctuary level, unless you are in the late game, which you have millions of troops, and it's extremely impossible to actually do that. But there are multiple ways to actually do that, and we're going to be doing a video on how to protect your base and hire your troops at the maximum level. But let's talk right now about how important this hospital is, and can you actually build more hospitals, first of all? So the answer is for that is no. If you're a total beginner, you can only build one hospital right now within your base. But there's one important trick that you actually need to understand when you're doing the hospitals. First of all, the hospitals are useful for defending your base, your castle, and not when you're attacking. And the reason for that is that when you're attacking, you most likely will be losing your troops unless you do one thing, which is basically a city defense over here, or if you go to development and you go all the way down, which is basically wounded conversion. And this, what happens is that it converts a percentage of your killed troops or your lost ones to wounded troops instead. So this is very important, because like if you have a high percentage of attack over here, then it goes all the way up, I believe, to 5%. I'm not sure exactly how to see that, but I believe it goes all the way up to 5%. 5% is actually a big number, because when you have like 100k, 5% is like basically 5k of those. So when you increase that more, you will basically, even if you're attacking, you will have troops wounded within your going to your hospital instead of actually being lost completely. So that's why it's also important. But the second thing that is also very important is that when you have troops within your base, make sure that those troops are of the highest tier. Don't leave low tier troops within your base, because these low tier troops will end up filling your hospital, and what will happen is that your hospital capacity will be filled up with low tier troops, and then your high tier troops will start getting lost or going to the sanctuary, or being lost forever if you have the sanctuary capacity as well maxed out. So that is always bad to have low tier troops within your base. Always make sure you're upgrading those or having those low tier troops somewhere else, not within your base, so that you won't lose more, like those precious high tier troops that you currently have. This was basically a short guide about hospitals. I hope it was comprehensive enough for you guys. If you have any tips that you'd like to share with the community about hospitals or sanctuary, please make sure to leave that in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and we will definitely see you on the next video. Bye bye.